Hey guys, Sam here, and I'm going to do question number 1 on page 102. So if you read the question is, an open top rectangular box is constructed by cutting a square of length x from each corner of a 12 centimeter by 15 centimeter rectangle, then folding out the sides with x is greater than or equal to 2, so I'm just going to underline that because that's important, centimeters. What size square must be cut to have a volume of 162 centimeters cubed? Okay, so I always like to start these by drawing a diagram. So just I'm gonna erase that because that was a little messy. Okay, so we're gonna draw a square. Now we're gonna take a square off of each corner essentially. Although my drawings aren't the same size, they're supposed to be the same. Each one's going to be the value is going to be x for each side. Okay. So now that we have that, we know the formula for a rectangular prism is length times width times height. And we know that each side is, one side is 12 centimeters, one side is 15 centimeters. So now we're going to insert the measurements into the formula. So 15 minus, and we're minusing 2x because there's an x here and an x here. It was being cut. So that's the length, and then now times width. So 12 minus 2x. And then now the last one's going to be the height. So we don't know the height, but we do know that these are all squares, these things in the corners here. That and that and that. So because the x's are the same, we know that the height's going to be x. Okay, and then we know all this is equal to 162. So now we're going to expand this out, and I'll do it in a few steps so you can see what I'm doing. 180 minus 24x minus 30x plus 4x squared all times x equals 162. And now we'll multiply an x and also add our like terms. So 180 minus 54x plus 4x, 180x, 54x squared, 4x to the 3 equals 162. Now I'm just going to rearrange this so it goes from greatest degree to least degree. So, and I'm also going to move the 162 over. So now we get 4x to the 3 minus 54x squared plus 180 x minus 162. And that is now equal to 0. Okay, so we can simplify this by factoring out a 2. So you don't really need to put the 2 there because 0 on the other side is gone. Just get rid of that. Oops. Not 54, I'm dividing that by 2. And I erased 54 there accidentally. Okay, so now we have minus 27x squared plus 90x minus 81 equals 0. Okay, now we have to apply the rational root theorem. So we will take all the factors of the constant term and divide them by all the factors of the leading coefficient to find the possible rational zeros. So what that means is we're going to look at this 2 and this 81. Now the 81 is going to go on top, so now we need to find all the factors of 81. So I'm just going to put a few down here. Plus or minus 81. Sorry, plus or minus 1. And we can also call it plus or minus 81. And just to save time, I already know which one's right, so I'll get a few options, but I'm just going to go straight to the correct one. Because really it's just guess and test from here. Plus or minus 3. Plus or minus 27. Over plus or minus 1. Plus or minus 2. So yeah, you can really test all of those, but I already know which one's right. So in the interest of time, I'll just go with it. So I'm just going to guess 3 here, and I'll use 3 in synthetic division right now. So 3. And then I'm just taking the numbers from here and putting them back in at the top here. Normal synthetic, so 2 is 27, 90, and negative 81. It's not going to show up there. Okay, better move that over. And negative 81. Okay, so move the 2 down, and then now 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus negative 27 is negative 21. Negative 21 times 3 is negative 63. Negative 63 plus 90 is 27. 27 times 3 is 81. 81 plus negative 81 is 0. So it's perfect, means no remainder. We're good, so that is a 0. And so what we're left with is 2x squared minus 21x plus 27. So this doesn't factor, so we're going to have to use the quadratic formula to find the other roots. So that's just x equals, I'm running out of room here, so I'm just going to write it over here. X equals negative b plus or minus square root 4, b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2 times a. Okay, so now we're just going to plug these numbers in. This being a, this being b, this being c. So x equals 21 plus or minus square root of 21 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative, oh no, times normal 27. All over 2 times 2. So that is going to end up equaling 21 plus or minus 15 divided by 4. So our options are 9. Our options for x are 9 or 1.5. So we know 1.5 doesn't work, because if you recall from the beginning, x has to be greater than or equal to 2 centimeters. So that one's to be crossed out. Now 9 is also too big because it's bigger than 15 centimeters or 9 centimeters, so they make the sides negative, which is impossible. Meaning we are left with 3 is the only one that works. So if you do a check, you'll see that it works, and that's the best way to tell. So you can just give a little check by just plugging it back in. And so to completely finish this correctly, you have to write the squares must be 3 centimeters in length. There you have it. Okay, thanks, until next time.